Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about Savannah Guthrie's mother, who is 82 years old and is missing. And now they are saying that her home is now a crime scene. A lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me stand. I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fight don't scare me, it
Welcome,
lights
Miss
my
Bravo.
world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff. Just the real that we trust, hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff.
Thank you, Miss Dolores. Love you, baby.
Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Well, hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is February 2nd, 2026. It is currently 5:45 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Hello, everyone. Bonjour. Hello. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. We are talking about something really shocking, actually, and it is from the today's host, Savannah Guthrie. Her 82-year-old mother is missing, and they believe it's a crime scene. Homicide detectives are there, and we're going to talk all about it and catch up on everything that we know so far. Guys, before we get started, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, would greatly, greatly appreciate that very much. Let me say hello to a few of you. Hello, Miss Robin. Thank you so much for renewing the membership, my darling. Really do appreciate that. So good to see you, Miss Robin. And Miss Dolores, hello, darling. So good to see you. Hi, Justin, love you. Hi, girls, love you. We love you, darling. Thank you so much for your support, Miss Dolores. Really, really do appreciate that. And Miss Sherry Lynn coming in clutch at 13 months. Thank you, love. Good to see you, darling. Thank you so much for your support. Do appreciate that. And Miss Carol, 18 months. Wow, already. Goes wow, quick, doesn't it? Thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. So yes, I keep wanting to call her Samantha. Savannah Guthrie and her mother, Nancy Guthrie. Um, a lot has been going on. Big retirement, military presence there, Army vet says. Very interesting. So, few things that is going on. First, we're going to go straight to the press conference here in just a moment. But let me show you this. Who Miss Nancy Guthrie is. She's 84. I apologize. I said 82. It's not. It's really not looking so great. And why? You know what I mean? 84 years old, female, 5'5", 150 pounds, hair color brown, eye color blue. She was last seen yesterday, or wait, day before yesterday, at a residence near East Skyline Drive and North Campbell Avenue. She was unknown what clothing she may be wearing. I've got the timeline and all of that. But what investigators are saying this is not voluntary. Officials say that she did not walk out of the house on her own. She has limited mobility. She's 84 years old, right? She has physical ailments that limit walking, and she needs daily medications that could be life threatening if missed. She doesn't have any cognitive issues. She is known to be, quote, sharp as a tack, end quote. Sheriff repeatedly stresses evidence of a crime at the home. There is no danger to the public, according to the sheriff. Saturday night was the last time Nancy was seen by her family near her home. Sunday morning, the church alerts the family she's not there, and the family checks the house, but she's gone. Sunday afternoon, missing person report filed with the county sheriff's department, and Monday, which would be today, uh, investigation pivots. The sheriff Chris Nanos publicly calls it a crime scene after finding concerning evidence at her home. Not good. Not good, y'all. Okay, here we go. I'm going to get on it, and guys, please hit that thumbs up button, and we're going to listen to this. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. Here we go. This is the sheriff about this. And this hold on one second. Okay. This is the Catalina Foothills, Tucson, Arizona. Tucson, Arizona.
Yesterday, we got a call to the Guthrie residence that Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, was missing. We expended a lot of resources for a missing person that we typically always do. Our search and rescue volunteers, our search and rescue teams, other agencies, Star from Border Patrol sent their canines out. They worked tirelessly all day yesterday and all day tonight. I'm sorry, all day yesterday, all last night. To no avail. As I said yesterday, we saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime, and we're asking the community's help. This community has always stepped up to help us solve some pretty tough crimes. I'm looking for that again. This is a 84-year-old lady who suffers from some physical ailments, has some physical challenges, is in need of medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours, it could be fatal. So we make a plea to anyone who knows anything about this, who has seen something, heard something, to contact us. Call 911. We don't need another bad tragic ending. We need some help. Our team is the best. I couldn't speak any higher. I think you know that. We have done some.
I mean, to me, is this something that is random, or is this something that is personal? And they're saying that there is no risk to the community.
Great work with our partners in the Valley. This community, I have to give a lot of thanks to our law enforcement agencies, all across this valley, whether it's the Tucson Police Department or some of the smaller agencies. They've all reached out. They've all offered to assist. The FBI, all of them. We work so close with them, and they are all plugged in. We'll continue to work closely with them. But what I really need is I need this community to step up and start giving us some calls. Let us know if you've seen something. We are right now at a time, and I apologize, everybody tells me I talk too softly. We are at a time where, in this investigation, we're now moving forward where we need to depend on technology. Our license plate readers, our camera systems throughout the community, anything, everything.
They're definitely looking for
someone. Download all that data we have from the home, from different pieces of technology we've gotten, and we will use that to our advantage. But the reason I bring this up is that, I'm a cop. I hate politics, but I have to remind our political leaders that they need to quit this banter of every time law enforcement leaders come to you for a need, that you give up these ridiculous remarks about how it's going to be misused. AI is a bad, evil word. The cameras are very bad and evil. I'm tired of that. Those tools in the right hands with the right minds and the right approaches are extremely valuable to solving crimes just like this. We need this. We need more staffing. We need a lot of things. But what I really need is I need the community's help with this. So I want to make sure before I take any questions, it is a crime scene. We know that. She needs her daily medication. And anybody that sees anything that even looks, hey, maybe that's her, just take a quick picture, take a video, send it to us. The number is real easy here locally. It's 911. You can contact our 88 crime and remain anonymous. You can call me, anybody. I am here to take any questions you may have. It will be a little limited. I apologize for that, but we do have a crime that we need to protect its integrity. I have here Sergeant David Stivers from our homicide team. He has been up all night, so
it is warm.
Bear with us if we are a little bit fuzzy in our answers and responses, but we're both here for any questions you may have. Let's start, please.
Recognizing your limitations, but can you elaborate at all on what makes you believe it's a crime scene as opposed to someone who left home and just couldn't find out what that?
Well, I think I told you she is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was she did not leave on her own. We know that.
If you don't have plate readers, is there a vehicle associated with this?
When I told you we're now at the phase where we're looking at all the technology, all of that is being evaluated.
So they know something happened at this home. No, absolutely nothing that is indicate that she would leave on her own or anything like that as well. Very, very bizarre. Very bizarre.
As we speak, let me.
She supposedly did have staff.
Say this: we've not just thrown our search and rescue team out there. They are going to be doing some door-to-door with our criminal investigation team. It is not just our homicide unit. All of our criminal investigation detectives. I went out last night to the scene. There were probably 100 cars out there, all from the sheriff's department, all working this case. It takes a lot of manpower and a lot of energy. This team of mine worked throughout the night. They continue to work. David's had zero sleep, but he and his team are working as hard as they can.
Is there anybody else associated with her, a caregiver, family member, acquaintance, who is also missing?
No. The family, all of the family has been very cooperative with us. They're working with us. They're staying in touch with us. They have complete access to anybody on this department.
This makes me think like perhaps someone took money from her and she found out, or maybe they loaned her money and they didn't.
Anna has been in touch with us as well. Our hearts go out to them. This is their mom. She's just a great lady, from what I've heard, and I feel for the family. We just want to find her and bring her back safe.
Sheriff, you mentioned that she didn't just walk out, but is there any additional information that you can give us on what may have
her daughter Savannah Guthrie? She just had vocal surgery a couple weeks ago. She was on vocal rest as well.
To this being a crime scene?
I wish I could. I really do. I know that everybody wants to know certain things, but I can't do that just it would be inappropriate at this time.
Are there signs of breaking and entering or any forced entry, anything like
I'm
that?
not, I again don't want to get into that. David, can you see anything here?
At this time, it's like still very active in investigation. That there were circumstances on scene that we believe are suspicious in nature, I think is the best way to put it. But we can't really get into a whole lot of details with that.
Do you believe that this was targeted, or they just happened to hit Savannah Guthrie's mom, or if this was just random?
We don't know that. We don't. We look at all of that, but we just don't know that.
Do they have cameras at the home?
They do, and we're looking through some of that. Yeah.
That's good. That's very good. There is cameras in the home. She was last seen, I gave the timeline out just a little bit ago. I think it was Saturday night. I'm pretty sure. Let me see here. Saturday night, Nancy was last seen by family near her home. Sunday morning is when she didn't go to church. And so the family checks her house, but she's not there. And Sunday afternoon was when they filed a missing persons case. Today, it pivots into a crime scene investigation. So something had to happen either Saturday night or very, very early Sunday morning. There is cameras in her home they're looking at.
My phone.
So I guess that's probably
Well,
partially how they know what happened.
No, I don't think there's an active threat, but I hate to say that because, we're going to canvass that neighborhood and maybe there's a prowler been seen around. There's a lot of work still to do. We don't have any indication that that the public is in danger.
And what does that search look like today beyond what you've already told us about last year?
So we have shut down our search and rescue mission, and we've sent them home to rest. They were out all night. Look, we put all our air assets into this, our drone systems, our aircraft, our helicopters, heat sensors, infrared, everything we've thrown at this. They're going to step aside. We'll call them out again if we need to do more searching. But right now, we don't see this as a search mission.
Her car and everything was there, left.
Sir, can you tell us a little bit about that map?
That is, and David probably can better answer it than I, but that is our search patterns, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So with all the assets that we deployed yesterday with the search and rescue teams, the map that's on the screen is basically tracks that were followed. Those are all, the colored lines are all ground tracks of different teams and different assets that were used on the ground, to include the canines, the volunteers, and our own search and rescue team. The circles are going to be representative, if not necessarily perfect, of our air circulation with both our helicopter and our fixed wing aircraft at night, working with the night time cameras. So difficult to see where the house is. The house is basically pretty close to center in that, and then all of the searching that went on throughout the day with those folks out there on the ground.
What this really helps with is our search teams, when they come back and reassess, maybe they've missed an area, we can look at it and say, hey, you know what, this area could use a little more coverage, and so they concentrate again. Our search and rescue team is top notch. They're out every single day. If it's not a lost person, it's a hiker, it's somebody who's wandered away from a care home, whatever it may be. I want to stress to you, and it is really important, Miss Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie, is of great sound mind. This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack. The family wants everybody to know this isn't somebody who just wandered off. Her physical limits are based on just age, and we get old, and so it's more physical. But
She did have
clearly
staff.
she is as sharp
Don't
as a
know
tack.
what.
Do you have her cell phone, and does that present any tracking potential?
We're looking at that as we speak.
But do you have it, or do you not?
we do have it.
Can you give us a little bit more of a timeline? Because you said she didn't leave on her own. That she was last seen at 9:45. She wasn't reported missing until noon.
Oh, okay.
I believe what happened there
So she was last seen at 9:45
was it at
Saturday.
9:45 in the evening, her children left her off. At sometime earlier that morning, they got a call from somebody at the church who said, "Hey, your mom's not here." The family went to the house. I'm thinking they spent some time looking for her themselves before they called us. So I'm guessing maybe they got there around 11. So they did some searching and realized we need some help, and they called 911.
Do you have any idea what time Nancy would have been taken from the home?
There's a lot of things working there, and I just can't say that right now.
Has Savannah Guthrie, has she had any threats?
I don't think this is random. No.
We've spoken to her. We'll continue to work with that. She has a security team that's been in touch with us throughout the night. But we're not going to dismiss any angles for sure. But right now, immediately, we don't know of anything like that.
Is she in town or on the way here?
She's here.
Can you give us any more? What should somebody be looking for? Because when I was out in the neighborhood, the neighbors are obviously incredibly concerned. But is there anything, a tip? I mean, one neighbor stopped me and he didn't know if he should call you or not.
Oh my goodness.
But so what should somebody be looking for?
Well, first of all, I'd ask them, go through their cameras. Go through their Ring cameras, whatever cameras they may have. Don't dismiss it that, oh, well, we really can't see the house. They still might see something. Maybe it's somebody walking by. Maybe it's a vehicle driving by at that time of day. But go through all your cameras in that neighborhood and tell us if you see something. Maybe somebody already, we know this happens, right? Oh, I saw something suspicious, but I didn't think it was worth calling in, so I didn't call it in. Well, now it's call in anything you've seen or heard. Maybe it's a neighbor telling you, I saw this or I heard that. Call us. Don't tell the neighbor to call us. Tell the neighbor to call us, but you call us as well. We'll put it together. We'll get.
I'm getting some new information in.
I'm sure we're going to get inundated with a lot of calls. We'll handle that.
Did she live alone?
We'll talk about it right after this.
Yeah.
Were there any caregivers who are normally associated with her?
Well, she has house staff that comes by, takes care of the yard, whatever, in her house and that. But those people we'll be talking with and have talked to some of them already.
But nobody's like a live-in, right?
Nobody actually lives with her, no. Like I say, she's of great sound mind, and she is mobile. It's just, it's a challenge for her to get, as the family says, she couldn't walk 50 yards by herself. So.
I feel so bad for her family.
Somebody asked about the FBI.
I'm sorry.
Somebody asked about the FBI.
We, like I said, we work closely with all of our partners, whether they're FBI, ATF, ICE, whoever. We know that they have certain capabilities and certain resources, just as we have certain capabilities and resources. So yes, we'll continue to work with them, and they've offered assistance to us. We accept that assistance, and we offer assistance. But just last week, the FBI called us to handle a shooting that involved Border Patrol. You need to know that. That's just day-to-day routine work for the law enforcement in Pima County, in Tucson. We work very closely with our partners.
With the amount of time that's gone by, how wide do you cast in the net? Statewide, national?
Well, yes, national for sure. I'm hoping the national media's picked up on this. We've gotten a lot of reports, but statewide as well, with Amber Alerts, things like that. All of those things we use. Every tool we have, we will use. You guys are too easy. Thank you so much. I apologize for being late. I apologize for my political rhetoric of the Board of Supervisors or the City Council. I just get so frustrated. And
got some new stuff coming in.
We just can't do this job without their support. We don't need political statements from the dais and mumbo jumbo. We need them to to listen to their law enforcement leaders and really pay attention to the fact that we understand that there's a great potential for abuses in today's world with the technology that's available to us. But you have to, at some point in time, have some faith and trust in your leadership in the law enforcement community to know and understand that we too were elected here to provide a service to our community. I can't think of a community in this planet that wouldn't tell you, number one is public safety. Everybody just wants to be able to know that they can go outside and enjoy their community and come home and be safe at night in their rooms, asleep in bed. And this lady wasn't able to accomplish that. That's
Okay, we're getting some new information. We're going to pull up.
we need to.
Okay, the New York Post is right now just came out that the New York Post is saying Samantha Guthrie's mom, Nancy Guthrie, was likely abducted from her Arizona home as she slept. As she slept. Remember, she was seen at around 9 o'clock, 9 something, Saturday evening. And that, I'm guessing someone allegedly came in her home and abducted her during that
north
time.
of Tucson at around 9:30 p.m. on January 31st, authorities said. The elder Guthrie was not known to have illnesses such as dementia or Alzheimer's and was of good sound mind. However, she was described as being in not of good physical health. Homicide detectives were also scouring the elderly woman's home, which was not standard protocol for a missing person case, authorities said. On Monday, February 2nd, authorities confirmed the case was officially being investigated as a crime.
It is a crime scene. We know that.
Let's see what it says. Today's show, Savannah Guthrie's mom was likely abducted from her Tucson house as she slept, Arizona police revealed. Quote, I believe she was abducted, yes. Pima County Sheriff's Chris Nanos told CBS 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, quote, she didn't walk from there. She didn't go willingly, end quote, Nanos said. And this is Savannah and mom. This is Nancy's Guthrie's home, where she lived in the Catalina Foothills on Saturday night. Excuse me. And it doesn't look like there's, wow. This is crazy. The shocking revelation comes hours after Nanos said during a press conference the police were investigating Nancy's disappearance at this time. The grandmother was last seen Saturday at 9:45 p.m. after one of her kids dropped her off at home and was reported missing the next day, and she failed to show up for church. Yeah, big house, got a pool, all of that. 9:45. So she had to be taken after 9:45 Saturday, and she wasn't there for Sunday school. So what time is Sunday school normally? 10, 11 a.m. And, around noon, that's when they went to check on her, and she wasn't there. So, yes. So they are saying that Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy Guthrie, mom was likely abducted from her Arizona home as she slept. And this is craziness, just absolute craziness. Going to show you this because I believe the sheriff has spoken a little bit. In just the last little bit, we're going to go to Nancy Grace. Nancy did a little piece on this. Here we go. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you're just joining us. We'd greatly appreciate that.
This is very concerning to us. You don't typically get the sheriff out at a scene like this, but it's very concerning what we're learning from the house, and so we'll just continue.
Very possible.
The homicide team is out right now, looking at the scene as well.
What is it about the scene that concerns you?
I don't want to get into those details. I would just tell you that it's certainly a grave concern to us, just what we see there, and we'll continue to look.
So you suspect foul play?
I'm not ruling it out.
Okay. Would you gauge the chances are that it's foul play? Would you be willing to give us any idea on that?
No, I hope it's not. I hope we find her. I hope we find her safe and sound.
Tonight, our friend Savannah Guthrie needs our help, including you. Her 84-year-old mother in Arizona is missing. Right now, it's being treated as a crime scene. Straight out to Dave Mack joining us, investigative reporter, Crime Stories. Dave, what do we know?
We know that Nancy, a relative, called 911 yesterday, just around 12 noon, and reported Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, missing. Now, Nancy, there are several things.
By the way, the Daily Mail is reporting that a neighbor of the NBC host Savannah Guthrie's missing mother, Nancy, has described a chaotic scene of authorities searching the neighborhood after she was reported missing. The neighbor who spoke to AZ Central and requested not... What the hell? 1 second. What just happened to my computer? Reported that... Where did it go? Hold on, let me just play this 1 second. Sorry, guys.
To consider here, the sheriff's department has already said this looks like a crime scene in that house. They went out right away and already got boots on the ground. They even brought in homicide detectives early. Nancy, I do want to clarify that Nancy Guthrie, at 84 years old, lives in Catalina Foothills.
Yeah. So they say that the neighbor who spoke to AZ Central requested not to be named recalls police driving up and down the street with their lights on flashing on Sunday night as a helicopter circled overhead. Nancy lives in a $1 million home in Tucson, Arizona, affluent Catalina Foothills area. The neighbor describes the large police presence as very unusual.
Which is just north of Tucson, Arizona. She was last seen Saturday night around 9:30. It was on Sunday, as I said, midday, when a relative called 911 saying, we've got a missing woman, and I've got to assume there's more to it based on the amount of assets being used right now to locate her.
Guys,
Okay.
at this hour, our friend.
It says also that they said this neighborhood is normally quiet, all of that, but they said before the confirmation that it was unclear whether police suspected foul play. Very few details, but they said concerning evidence found by the homicide detectives in Nancy's home and the FBI being made aware of the disappearance were all that had been revealed. Then they said that there was things that that was in the home that showed that she certainly did not leave on her own. Remember, there is cameras in her home, but did that pick up something? I mean, I guess it would if someone, someone could have already been in her home.
My former coworker, Savannah Guthrie, needs our help. Her mother, her 84-year-old mother, has gone missing. Nancy Guthrie, gone. Last seen Sunday night. Mrs. Guthrie, 5'5", 150 pounds, brown hair, beautiful blue eyes, just like Savannah. There is a tip line, 520-351-4900, 520-351-4900. Now, this is in the Catalina Foothills near Tucson in Arizona. Please look at this photo. We know what Savannah looks like. This is her mother. Please help us find this 84-year-old mom. Another thing I'm learning, Dave Mack, hold on, Dave. I'm being joined now by not only Dr. Bethany Marshall, our friend joining us out of LA, but Brian Fitzgibbons. He is the Director of Operations for USPA Nationwide Security. He leads a team of investigators that go all over the world specializing in locating missing people, USPAsecurity.com. Brian, thank you for joining us tonight. Brian, I know this. I know that we're being told left behind are her keys, her ID, her purse, her phone, everything. That's what we're learning at this hour. What do we do now? She's limited in mobility. Listen to me. The sheriff, Chris Nano, says she did not just walk out of there, Brian. So what do we do right now? I would immediately bring in canines, both types of canines, scent dogs, tracker dogs, and cadaver dogs. I bring them both in right now.
Absolutely, Nancy. And Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has made some immediate coordination to have those things happen. You had canine teams brought over from Customs and Border Patrol, helicopter assets in the air, as well as drones with search and rescue technologies searching the immediate area. Because as you said, you know, Nancy Guthrie, being 84 years old with some medical conditions, was not going to walk on her own power a significant distance. So those assets have been utilized, and unfortunately, law enforcement has come up with nothing from that.
The sheriff, he said that we saw some things that were concerning to us, quote, end quote. We believe now, after we've processed the crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime, and we're asking for the community for help.
Okay, Brian Fitzgibbons, I just made a horrible, horrible mistake. Dr. Bethany Marshall, when Brian was talking about her needing meds, I thought about my mom. Last night, I don't know, 11:45, I was in my mom's room. She lives with us. She just turned 94. And I saw where she had not had her night meds. And they're in one of those big boxes, you know, where you lay them out. There's so many day by day. And there's morning meds and there's night meds. And if she doesn't have those meds, she'll die. They thin her blood. They're for her heart. They're just, I don't even know what they all are. And without those meds, she'll die. My mom will die. She has to have those meds. And I was thinking about what the sheriff said, that she's not mobile. She can't, you know, just walk out of there. They're treating it like a crime scene, Dr. Bethany. And I know we keep showing smiley pictures of Savannah, Bethany, but Savannah is not just a famous TV star. You know, she's the co-host of the Today Show. I still think of Savannah when she first came to join me at Court TV. And she is the same sweet, kind person now that she was then, before she became a huge star. Just when you see her smiling, unlike a lot of TV people, that's real. That's who Savannah is. And I'm thinking tonight, Dr. Bethany, when you have your mom in a, let's just say, a rest home or a retirement community. And that's what the mom wants. They want to be independent. They want to live on their own. But the whole time you're riddled with fear. Yes, you're taking care of your own children, your own family, your own job. But every day you're worried. I wonder if mom's okay. But I know she must be totally riddled with fear.
Nancy, she must be terrified, because you have a 94-year-old mom, and I just lost my 95-year-old dad this past year. When you have a parent that age, it activates the same feelings as if you have a baby. You're always wondering, is the baby okay? Are they being cared for? Even if they're in a nursing home, are their meals being brought regularly? Is somebody abusing them? Parents want autonomy. Mine did. He had his car keys until the day he died. He did not want to go to a nursing facility. I arranged everybody in the church to visit him on a regular basis. He just thought he had millions of friends, which he did, but he didn't realize everybody was kind of having like a caretaker network, if you know what I mean. So Savannah already is struggling with feelings, and has been, I'm sure, she and her sibling group and her family, with how do we take care of mom? And when a parent goes into a facility of some sort, what happens is that the caretaker usually needs respite, meaning they're having caregiver burnout. But on the other hand, it goes against all of their internalized belief systems about what it means to care for family members. So it sets in place like this complex bereavement process. Nancy, I'm so worried about this mom. I have to say one more thing. Was she being targeted by somebody who was defrauding her, taking her money, or targeting her because of a lurid fascination with Savannah?
That's what I think. It's what I said earlier. To me, it seems like there is, was this a caregiver, a gardener, who knows? Something to do with perhaps money. It's just very weird for her to go to bed and someone abduct her in this place where nothing really happens.
Was she targeted because of her daughter's notoriety? There's so much more we need to know about this case.
Dr. Bethany, that just adds more suffering onto Savannah to think that somehow someone targeted her mother because of her. Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter. We are hearing.
Yeah, that would add even more, just Savannah being Savannah, and, people having this sick fascination, maybe with Savannah or whatever. She's always in the news because she's in the news every day, but she was in the news more recently with just more like pieces on her because she had just had vocal surgery and she was kind of taking a little bit of time off for that. Hope not.
That Miss Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie, vanished shortly after being dropped off at home by friends. She was coming home from a church function on Saturday night. Are those the people to last see her? I wonder if she made a phone call or anything after that.
Well, that's what we know, is that she was dropped off, and it was family that actually was with her when they dropped her off Saturday evening. Now, she does live by herself, Nancy, and it was the next morning. Now, remember, we said she did something with church on Saturday evening. So when she didn't show up at church on Sunday morning, members of the church contacted family, and they went to the house, and that's when they discovered she was missing. So we know when she arrived at home, and we know that she did not go to church the next morning. A couple of other things to point out, Nancy. Law enforcement is saying they are not treating this as anything other than a crime scene at her house. That's important because usually we're talking about these as we're looking for somebody. It's a missing person. They're talking, this is a crime scene. She did not leave the home on her own. And they have added, you mentioned the medication. Her not getting her medication within 24 hours is a fatal thing for her. So this medication, everything about this, it is really timely right now. Time is of the essence, Nancy.
Another thing, Dave Mack. Hey, let me throw this to Brian Fitzgibbons because it may weigh in on his opinion of what should be happening right now. Brian, Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's mother, is not suffering from dementia or Alzheimer's or any other mental defect at all. She has no cognitive decline. Okay, nothing. It's not like she just wandered out of the house and she's just wandered into a body of water and died. That did not happen. Here's what I wanted to throw at you, Brian. Her front door, we are told, was wide open. Now, Brian, nobody leaves their door wide open. Like the last thing my mom says is I'm walking out of her room at night, shut the door, because she thinks it's colder in her room if I leave the door open. And she's actually right. There's no way this 84-year-old mom leaves her door wide open. That didn't happen. So that said, what do we do?
Yeah, you've correctly highlighted something here. This is not a standard case of a missing elder where some medical event has led to temporary confusion or that there was early onset dementia or something like that. We have the Pima County Sheriff clearly identifying that this is a crime scene. We have a door left wide open, right? Which a woman living alone is not going to, of sound mind, is not going to do this. And he's been very crystal clear about the assets that have been brought in very quickly. So all of these things add up to let us know that something happened to Miss Guthrie on the night of the 31st after she was dropped off. And that this is...
And in just a few hours, Brian, we've got a very narrow timeline. She's dropped off from the church function Saturday evening. Sunday morning, time for church, she's gone. We got maybe a 10-hour window right there. How does that help, Brian, or hurt?
That's incredibly helpful because what law enforcement is doing now in the statement that just happened hours ago, they are beginning an extensive search of license plate readers, all camera surveillance in the area. They're soliciting tips from the public. So they're shifting their focus to a technology focus now to piece together that timeline. Having it narrowed down is going to make it a faster process.
Savannah, of course, has left New York and is in Arizona aiding in the search for her mother. There's no way Savannah Guthrie would sit home while other people are looking for her beloved mother, Nancy Guthrie. Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter, did I understand that the FBI has been brought in?
They have been, Nancy. And, authorities are not aware of any threats against Savannah Guthrie. But, Nancy, you mentioned that Savannah Guthrie is a very high-profile news celebrity and co-host of the NBC Today show. Would not be unusual for threats against her. They're not saying that, but the FBI is aware of this case, as is U.S. Customs and Border Protection, also assisting. Nancy, they brought in all the assets, drones, helicopters, and everything right away. But, we have found out they've all been sent home at this point. I don't know what they found out, but certain aspects of this investigation are changing.
Guys, if you know or think you know anything about the disappearance of Savannah's mom, Nancy Guthrie, please dial 520-351-4900. Repeat, 520-351-4900. And of course, please join us in prayer that Nancy Guthrie is brought home alive and well. Goodbye, friend.
Yeah. So it's crazy that this is happening. You just really never know. I think this is going to be solved pretty quickly, hopefully. But Nancy Guthrie, she had just posted this a month prior to all of them going missing. She looks great for 84 years old. She looks amazing. 84 years old. That's pretty amazing if you ask me. You know, I've got some photos, you know, like the areas are, it's not like a high crime area or anything like that. Like, this is right outside her door there. She looks, yeah. They had indoor cameras, should be soon. They did have indoor cameras, and you know, they are saying that they do believe that she was abducted, more or less, you know, in her bed. You know, it gets, I don't know. We got any locals watching right now? Like, what's the temperature been in Tucson recently? I'm sure it's been warm. It's like the only place, this and like South Texas and South Florida and all of that is about the only places that are warm like this. So, is this one new updated one? Let me see here. Let me check this.
I want to stress to you, right, and it is really important. Miss Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie, is of great sound mind.
Yeah.
This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack. The family wants everybody to know this isn't somebody who just wandered off. Her physical limits are based on just age and, you know.
She was sharp as a tack mentally, but it was her, she couldn't physically walk anywhere. You know what I mean? Couldn't physically walk anywhere.
The timeline, 9:30 last night, she was dropped off by family members, didn't show up to church on Sunday. There was concern about that, so family was called. They went to the house at 9:45-ish. They then called authorities about noon when they could not locate her. A search ensued. The search went through the night, and here we are. Still no sign of Nancy Guthrie, but a plea to anybody living in that area. And as you heard the sheriff say, this is a national search at this point because of the time gone by. She's it's very sound mind, but needs her medication. Without it, she doesn't survive, apparently, according to the sheriff. So she needs her medication, and as you heard, they're trying to get her home. Let's get a break. When we come back, we'll talk more about this ongoing search effort. Plus, Virginia, 5 hours now. The jury has been deliberating the fate of Brendan Banfield. They worked a little bit on Friday. They're back in fire. Okay. At the search for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show host and Court TV alum Savannah Guthrie. They are asking for the public's help. Anybody living in that area, look at your cameras. They're using technology at this point. They've done a massive search of the area and have not turned up anything. The 84-year-old, they said, could not have walked 50 yards by herself. And they do believe a crime has taken place. Nicole DeBoard, criminal defense attorney, watching along with us out of Houston, Texas. We watched this presser. It does not look good. This seems like a potential kidnapping of some sort. And whether it's tied to Savannah or not, who knows? But a lot of concerned people, rightfully so.
From what I understand, it's a gated community. If it's a gated community, I mean, damn.
Found that would lead them down that road.
Look, obviously right now, the integrity of the investigation is of utmost importance, so they are not giving all of the information to the public. But one thing that I did know is that there was a plea for help from the public, and they are literally asking, almost begging, if you see something, please say something, and we need everyone to cooperate with law enforcement. That was the message I got loud and clear. But as an investigator, I think that this is an 84-year-old woman. She's lived in this area for a while. It was made very clear that she did not have a history of dementia or other mental issues. And she also was not really exactly mobile. So in this instance, I would be looking very closely at individuals who know her pattern of life and would have had access to the home without knowing exactly what law enforcement saw because they
Bingo.
are
Think of
keeping
this.
it confidential.
Think of this right here. Think of this right here. She is dropped off at 9:45 Saturday evening, and she essentially goes missing right after that. That's not an accident. That is someone that absolutely knows her pattern. Absolutely has to know her pattern.
Think about that. Who are the caretakers, the home maintenance individuals, those that would know how to get into the home and could provide access to other individuals depending on what they found there? I think another thing that's extremely important is the camera system. She had cameras in or around her own home. And again, we know that the Ring doorbell cameras of neighbors is absolutely critical in basically all investigations right now. The other thing that's important are the community cameras, not just in the neighborhood, but in the nearby community. Did they pick up anything that was odd or abnormal in that time frame? And also the license plate readers. Was there a car that came to the home? What was it that happened? Because it is not common for an individual, let's say she was abducted from her home, it is not common to be abducted from your home by a complete stranger. And so again, they will be interviewing those that were the caretakers, the home maintenance individuals, not just them, but people that they knew and people that they might have provided access to. The other thing that's extremely important is that they have the phone. Her phone is in the custody of law enforcement. They're going to be looking at that. That is a treasure trove of information. What was the communications in the days and hours leading up to this, what they are now calling crime?
Right. And if she had had it on her person, I guess they could have tried to locate her that way. We're looking at a picture of her street up there on the right. A lot of heavy foliage, it would seem, at the edge of the lots where they meet the road. So not sure a camera that was on a doorbell or somewhere else in the front of the house might have been able to pick up a vehicle if it stayed in the street as opposed to coming up into the driveway. You know, if you think of the relative of a well-known celebrity, your thoughts immediately go to, well, could this be an abduction for ransom? But as Darren Porcher was pointing out earlier on the program, we probably would have heard about a ransom demand by now.
Right, and that was my first thought as well, was Savannah Guthrie. She's a well-known individual. She's the host of the Today Show. And, you know, she has been very vocal about her love for her mother. She's spoken about that over the years, what an instrumental part of her life.
Well,
that
she's
she
been
is.
on the show
And so,
many times
you know,
as
if
well.
there was a threat to her, if there's any known threat, either kinetic or virtual, and based on my understanding, Savannah's not aware of any threats that were attacking herself. But again, they will be going through everything right now and looking at any communications, any potential threats against her as well. The other thing that's important is the financial activity. What were her finances looking like? Were there any expenditures, any uses of credit cards, anything that they could trace financially?
Well, it means, you know, from what I understand, they say that she, you know, fought really hard, whoever did this to her. Is she a regular? Yes. Savannah has said that they went to church 3 times a week, and that Jesus was I think she said the 6th or 7th family member of their family. Like they absolutely went religiously 3 times a week to church. So, yeah, unapproachable. It's really bad. It's really bad. Yeah, I've got the near East Skyline Drive in North Campbell Avenue. Let me find this. Okay.
That would lead them to certain clues. But again, an 84-year-old woman living alone with people coming in and out of her home, potentially $1 million home at that.
Yep.
Law enforcement has their work cut out for them.
So Chris Nanos, the sheriff there in Pima County, said that they want to rely heavily on crime-solving technology to try to find out what happened to Nancy Guthrie. And a lot of that might include AI. Listen to what he said.
In this investigation, we're now moving forward where we need to depend on technology. You know, our license plate readers, our camera systems throughout the community, anything, everything. Those tools in the right hands with the right minds and the right approaches are extremely valuable to solving crimes just like this.
But the sheriff also got frustrated and upset when he suggested that local municipalities don't like to share that information because they're afraid it could be turned over to federal authorities for immigration enforcement. And the sheriff was basically throwing up his hands and saying, look, we're trying to solve a crime here. Help us out.
You're exactly right. He basically said, if you want this crime to be solved, we do need your help. And so this is not the time to be getting involved in politics. Any city council.
So it's been like the last several days there, it's been anywhere from 72 during the day. That's low, about 77, 75, 77 during the day, about 50 to 55 at night.
Individuals that might potentially be pushing back. Right now, it's a human life. This is an 84-year-old woman. They need to find her. You need to put your own political biases aside and help law enforcement. And I also noted that he said, look, we work with our federal partners all of the time. FBI has been helping them. CBP has been helping them. All hands on deck. And that's what is required of this. And that's how all investigations should be worked. So I appreciate that he's cutting right to the chase. Look, let's cut the politics out.
Exactly.
This is about saving a human.
All right. Well, we'll keep following this. The Pima County Sheriff's Department is all over it. Let's hope they develop some news soon.
I sure hope so. I sure hope so, guys. We're going to continue to follow this. Anything breaks, I will be right here. I will be back within about an hour. We're going to be talking about I think we're going to go with Jack and Lily. I have a couple lives ready. Or Summer Wells as well. I'm not sure if the Summer Wells one's ready or not. But I've been working very hard on the Summer Wells case. And hopefully we'll have some very interesting things coming pretty soon. But other than that, we will be back here shortly on the Jack and Lily Sullivan case. And about an hour it'll pop up. And hopefully we'll see you guys then. Church notified she was at the service. She was not at the services and called. Yes. Absolutely. Haley Busby? Haley? Haley. You mean what's it? Not Haley. It's got stuck in my brain. Buzzard? Or no, you're talking about Busby. Sorry. I haven't been covering the Busby case. Was a coward to attack an 84-year-old. Indiana. God, sorry. Yeah. I've got it pulled up right here, actually. Or I had it. They found her, I believe, wasn't it? Someone sent it to me while I was live. Yeah, they found her. She was missing. I didn't really cover a lot of it, that case, but they did. They found her dead. I think it was. Let me make sure. Beautiful young gal. Fishers PD Haley Busby believed to be deceased. Bad. Crazy times, y'all. Crazy times. It's crazy, Crystal. Crazy. Thank you so much, Joan. Thank you, guys. I'll see you guys about an hour from now. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.